Hey everyone, Percy Jules here. So today I just wanted to show you how to export an audio file from Studio One using the Mixdown tool. So for instance, if you finished a song and you would like to mix it down as a WAV file, or if you just want to export a portion of a song as an audio file, then this might be the tool you want to use. Okay, now as you can see, I've got a little 5-track song here, and just for reference, let's listen in. Okay, now let's say that I want to export all of it or maybe a part of it as an audio file. Now the first thing we need to do now is to decide on which part of the song exactly we want to export. Now one way of selecting is by tracks. So if we want to include all tracks into the Mixdown, then obviously we can leave it as is. But if we want to only include certain tracks, then we can either mute the tracks that we don't want, or we can solo the tracks that we do want to include. Now another way of selecting certain portions of the song is by selecting a particular range. And for that we can either use the loop functionality or we can use markers. Okay, now let's take a look at the Mixdown tool. So let's go up here to Song and then Export Mixdown. And let's first take a look at Export Range, because that is what I've been talking about a second ago. Here you can select a range based on either the loop settings or on markers. Okay, now let's go over all the options. So between loop. Now, if you create a loop, then obviously everything that falls within that loop will be part of the mix. Everything that falls outside of the loop won't. Simple as that. Okay, next we have between song start and end marker. Well, it's very similar to the previous one, only now you're not using the loop to indicate the range, but you're using the start and end markers. Okay, moving on to between each marker. Now, if you have multiple markers and you select this option, then separate audio files will be created. So whatever is between marker A and B, that will be exported as an audio file. Whatever is between marker B and C, that's another audio file, and so on. And finally, between selected markers, well, you can select any pair of markers, and obviously everything between those two markers will be exported as an audio file. So that is the export range. Okay, next let's take a look at location. Now obviously you need to save the file somewhere on your computer. By default it is saved to a folder within the folder that also contains the song that you're exporting the file from, if that makes sense. Anyway, this is where you select a location, and file name, obviously you can name it whatever you want. And then there is publish. Well, publish lets you either send your Mixdown to Notation, which is notation software from PreSonus, or it lets you upload your file directly to SoundCloud. Now, I don't know exactly why you would want to do that. Personally, I would always want to check my mix first before I upload it anywhere, but that's just me. Anyway, the option is there for you to upload your mix directly to SoundCloud. Okay, now let's take a look at the options. So first, output. Well, by default main is selected, and only if you also have some sub outs, they will also appear in this drop down menu. Okay, bypass master effects. Now if you want to bypass all the insert effects on the main output channel, then select this option. Okay, now if you're using external hardware with the song that you would like to export, then you might want to check use real-time processing. Now if you want to add the tempo information to the audio file you're about to create, then obviously you should leave this box checked. And then there is the option to import the audio file once it's been created into the song and onto a newly created track automatically. Now close after export. Well, if this box is checked, this means that this window will close after the audio file has been exported. Now, and finally, you can also create overlaps. Then check this box, set a duration, and that will allow you to create crossfades later on. Now the final section is the format. Now this drop-down menu will allow you to choose between different formats, WAV file, AIFF, and some others. And then you can specify things like resolution and sample rate, and that's it. Now once you've set everything to your liking, then it's time to export. So just click OK and Studio One will start exporting. Now once it is done, you will automatically be taken to the folder where the file has been sent to. As you can see, here's the file. Now one final check. Let's listen in. Sounds right to me. So that's all there is to it. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.